Hey guys, we are going to continue on with Silent Hill 3. So the last time we left, we were at the sports shop, which means we are going to fight our first boss soon. So it is currently Tuesday, very early in the morning. 1:54 a.m. I'm recording this. Yeah, forget these guys. God damn, you won't get out of the way. There we go. That got him out of the way. We actually took some damage there. That is not the right way. I really want to check the room next door, but I'm not sure I have the health to do so because there's like 4 enemies in there and they are very close, so I don't know if it's even worth it to go in here. Yeah, I don't remember what's in there. I think it might be ammo, might be, I don't know. Maybe we can put on the bulletproof vest and take like one hit. Let's see if we can see what's in there. Oh, it's a health and ammo. Okay, so it was kind of worth it. Pretty much we got back the same health drink we used. Let's take off the bulletproof vest because we don't need that for now. So I just finished watching season 2 of Star Trek Picard. That was some of the best Star Trek I've ever seen. I don't know what people were complaining about with that show. I guess it was just complaining for the sake of complaining. It didn't end the way I thought it would. I thought they would kill the Borg Queen and that didn't quite happen. God damn. Freaking dog. I want to read the message on the door, but it's not going to let me. See if we can take out that dog. Yeah, let's reset the big guy. Is he coming this way? We do not have the ammo for this. Alright, he's finally down. Let's sneak by this dog. You know, let's kill him too. Finally, some peace and quiet. So like I was saying, it didn't finish the way I thought it would. There were some corny parts in the season 1 and some of season 2, but still a pretty great show. The ending was actually kind of sad. A certain moment with Q, you'll know if you watch it. I remember people were saying it was too dark. I thought it was going to be all gritty and grim, and no, it's not. It's not really that at all. I guess people are just complaining for the sake of complaining, like they always do, because that show is definitely a 9 out of 10. If the first season was an 8 or an 8.5, this is pretty much a 9. So it's getting better with each subsequent season. And I know there's only 3. So I'm really eager to see what the third season is going to be like with all the cast from Next Generation reunited. I'm definitely getting this at when the full season set is released. All 3 seasons, actually in about a week, the whole series Blu-ray set. Although I might wait until Black Friday to get a deal on it because it's $80, but still. Here we go. The door has a red crescent and a round dent. Something's written here in the same color red. Piling up the 300th day and night, from beyond the door cries of pain are heard, and the final destination has become real, though not a blessed beginning. I have no idea what that means. The 300th day and night. I wonder if that's a reference to something. So let's use the Moonstone, which is not from the moon. It's a ripoff. Oh, let's unequip the vest because we can't run with it. And we are gonna switch because the this is no longer going to serve us properly. The pipe. We need the handgun for the next section. I forgot how to strafe. Let's see, because we need to do that in the... Damn, how do you strafe? I completely forgot how to go sideways. Because we need that for the next section. We might just have to wing it. Yeah, how do you strafe? I'm trying to get her to go sideways. It's not working. Options, let's see. Forward, backward, turn right, turn left. Yeah, we might just have to wing it. Because the issue is I'm using the I'm obviously using a PS4 controller with like a little add-on in order to be able to use it, because I don't like using the keyboard or the mouse. Oh, look at that little guy right there wandering around. I don't like using the keyboard or the mouse, so instead I'm using the PS4 controller, but that also means the controls are not exact as they would be if I were using the keyboard and mouse. So no strafing, because I have no idea how to do it. So we really don't need it at all, except for like this one section, this one boss battle is pretty much the only one where you use it, but it would have been nice. Take a little stress off this upcoming fight. And here is one of my favorite bosses ever, even though he's a bit of a pushover. He's a bit of a wuss, but still one of my favorite ever because of his look. Reminds me of a certain famous horror character from the 80s. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, this is definitely a boss battleground, if there ever was one. I think Heracles just jumped and reached that ladder anyway. You know, it's only what, like 5 feet off the ground? It's just above her head, she can still reach it. But I guess you can't really pass until you face your first test here. Damn, look at the detail on that face. This is awesome for PS2 days. This and Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are probably some of the best looking games ever on that system. Oh yeah, look at that. Doesn't that remind you of a certain Cenobite? All clad in leather with his chattering grin. Some people have said it's the purple stuffed worm from Metal Gear Solid 2. I can see that. See where he goes. So you get more points if you kill him in under a minute, but we're not going for stars. You have to be careful because if you get too close, he can eat you. Also, even just hitting you will do damage. Here we go. It's only safe to take 3 shots at a time. You can try for 4 if you want. But on the higher difficulties, I would not recommend it. Yeah, this is definitely the purple stuffed worm the Colonel was mentioning in Metal Gear Solid 2. One more and he's dead. I think it only takes like 12 bullets. I thought it was 9, but he's still kicking, so it must be 12. Here it comes again. There you go. Not difficult at all, huh? Even on the higher difficulties is a pushover. I think the only one that really gives you a challenge is when he does the when he does his attacks on the... I don't even know what to call it because there's basically 9 higher difficulties besides hard, and they get crazier as you go along, to the point where on the 9th difficulty you can't even get hit once or you die instantly. Heather's really calm for someone who just went to an alternate dimension. Goddamn, Miles Morales should be that calm in the Spider-Verse movies when he travels dimensions. He's all panicked about where he is. Heather just takes it in stride. Look at his decent mall. I wish our malls actually looked this decent. It's funny how, at least in the US, in video games and movies and TV shows, you have malls and schools and hospitals that look all decent and nice. You know, they're visually appealing, they're nice to look at and spend time in. And then you go into the real world and everything looks like crap. Especially here in Philly, everything looks like crap here. Even our malls, the ones that are left that haven't shut down from bankruptcy, still look like crap. Philadelphia Mills is a shell of its former self. Royal Grill since 1977. Damn, so they opened the same years that Star Wars premiered. They must have seen business when people went to see the movie. Natural Shop. Bluebell. Wonder what that sells. Sounds like a fashion boutique. Sunshine Princess. Key of Beauty. What's this one? Purple Slide. That's what the worm was doing, the purple slide. Cafe Paradise Noon. Blue Marine's Last Surf Shop. I've never been in a surf shop whatsoever, because there's no area to surf here. All you have is the pier at Penn's Landing, and that's we just go to see the boats and that's it. I've heard that a cafe, I don't know if it's this one or the one at the beginning of the mall, changes after you beat the game to something referencing Heather's nature. This is Gatekeeper. Orange Field. Does that sell orange snacks? I can see that. There's some weird stores over here too. Newsboy. As opposed to Newsman, there's a difference. Ruby. Coffee and Company. Allie's Ice Cream. Too bad that one's closed. Accessories. There's Happy Burger. Here's the famous Chinese restaurant. No name needed. It's just Chinese restaurant. Everybody knows where to go. Oh, look at the shadows on the screen. Up top. They definitely gotta remaster this game. White Town. That sounds like a men's shop for like suits or something. The phone doesn't work. Well, we all have our hopes. Wish I could get a hold of Dad. Yeah, tell him everything's fucked, Heather. It's happening again. What is this one? I can't read it. Let's see. Something Field. Brainy Field? Brawny Field? Can't read it. And we've hit the end. So these posters are actually reused in Silent Hill 4, especially the one that says Havoc's Business Daily. You definitely see one in the subway line with Cynthia. Here's Cherneo again. There's the Silent Hill 2 poster. It's everywhere. I wonder if Silent Hill movies exist in the Silent Hill universe, you know. Just like people adapt weird stories over here of stuff that happens and can't be explained. I wonder if people have made actual Silent Hill films in the actual game universe. Let's go in Happy Burger because we have some bullets, I think, to find. Damn, it took me forever to edit out the glitch from the last video. I had to basically splice it in two separate sections. Then cut off the beginning and the end because that shows a recording screen. I had to do a whole bunch of stuff just to get rid of basically like 10 seconds of a footage. Sucked. This is a nice looking restaurant. I wish our restaurants over here looked as nice as this. I like the wood. I like the all wood paneling and look. It looks straight out of the 70s, but it has its own unique charm. Get some beef jerky. Look at that, they sell the king size burger. I'd easily trade Happy Burger for Burger King. Like, if I could trade Burger King and place this in our reality instead, I'd probably do so. Wonder what their chicken tenders are like. Oh, and just to let everyone know, the clock stopped at midnight, probably. Either midnight or 12 p.m. One or the other. Probably closer to midnight, but it was still light outside when Heather woke up. This is where I was sleeping earlier. Hell, I might still be sleeping here for all I know. I wish I were. Can we steal some condiments off the tables? Look at these nice glass doors too. Not the crappy doors that actual Burger King has. Yeah, this mall looks pretty nice. Like I said, it looks better than our actual malls over here. Let's go meet up with this old windbag.
Heather!
It's you.
What just happened?
You must be one of them.
He's got some nice detail on his face too.
And what do you mean by one of them?
You're in on this with that Claudia, aren't you?
Claudia? What about her? She asked me to find you, that's all.
So you are one of them.
Claudia did all that? Look, I was just hired to find you. I'm not on anybody's side. I don't know anything about this.
He sounds so disinterested.
Why don't you start by telling me what happened here? And that monster? What the hell was that?
I don't know any more than you do. All I know is that things are getting really screwy around here, and I got a weird feeling it's got something to do with me. Maybe you're just an innocent bystander, but I can't feel sorry for you because you dragged me into this. You know, if you hadn't found me...
What are you talking about? What's so special about you anyway?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be so confused, would I? But I know there's something. Something I've been running from and forgot for a long time. How did I remember that?
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Where are you going?
I'm taking the subway home.
What should I do?
Hell if I know.
Yeah, beat it, old man. Get out of here. I've got no use for that place anymore. I'd rather get back home on the double. How convenient that you can't just go outside the front door. Of course you have to take the subway. Aren't you guys gonna question why there's nobody else here besides you two? Like, where did everyone else go? You're still not quite out of it. Some people don't like that she snarks at him, but he kind of brings it on himself. You know, it's obvious he's just an ignorant accessory to whatever Claudia's planning. That does show one of the slight flaws of this game in terms of the storyline. Yeah, they spend too much time trying to figure out what is actually going on, or blaming Claudia for doing this or doing that, instead of like diving into the deep emotions of the storyline. That'll become apparent later on when we reach the town, and specifically the hospital. Like, there was so much potential with this game, and they kind of fell short. And I think that's why it doesn't have as good of a reputation as Silent Hill 2. Even though a lot of people still love it as one of the original trilogy, but you know, in some ways it's better than Silent Hill 2. But even so, like, the story, I wouldn't change it that much, but I wish they delved deeper and more into like the emotions of the characters. You'll see what I mean later on. It's definitely fertile ground for fanfic writers who actually try to do novelizations of this, which include me. But yeah, it's just like a little more introspective would go a long way. And we had that in 2, and I don't know why they chose to eliminate it somewhat in 3. But here's everybody's favorite ad though. Minmo, grow strong and healthy. You think Heather wants a cat? Henry probably wants one. Strikes me as a cat type of guy in 4. He even says it would be enough food to feed an army of cats. How does he know that? Unless he's been feeding lots of cats before. So Henry definitely strikes me as a cat guy. I don't know about Heather. I've seen memes of it though, of this ad on Twitter. Or as we should call it now, X. Yeah, you see it right there, the shading at the top. That's bugging the hell out of me, but I have no idea how to fix it. I thought the patch might fix it, but apparently not. Here's where I always get lost for a bit in this section, because everything looks the same and it's so hard to follow. Like, the map is pretty much no help at all. You see what I mean about Heather running? She never runs that fast again as she does in the beginning in that sunset alley behind the mall. That's the fastest she'll ever run in the game. I wonder why they did that. This does look familiar though. Like we have a station here that looks almost exactly like this in Philadelphia. It runs from I think about 11th Street towards 8th Street. And it's basically one of the tunnels that you take when you come back from the airport. You come back from the airport on the regional rail. You get off there and then you have to walk. Like unless you chose to go up top through the mall, you have to walk underneath this whole section that's underground. And we had to walk it once very late at night. Like it was like midnight or 11 p.m. and it is very creepy there, definitely. Once there's nobody around. I mean, it's very creepy during the daytime when there are people around, but that section is kind of isolated because it sits between the subway stop and the trolley stop. And the trolley stop, which leads to 15th Street, is it's kind of deserted. People have gotten killed there and assaulted and all that stuff. So yeah, it's definitely creepy even in the daytime. The trolley's cool, but I don't take it often because there's no point. Like the trolley doesn't run to Northeast Philly. It only runs like around South Philly, Center City, and I think parts of North Philly. That's it. Like if you're in the west, well, maybe there's some in the west and southwest, but like if you're anywhere near the northeast part of the city, you're fucked. There's no trolley here. There's only buses. No trolleys, no trains, nothing. Just buses. It sucks. It blows. And they had the tracks here, and they just stopped service like 2 decades ago. Because God forbid you'd want to expand service into the city instead of diminish it. There's a newspaper left on top of the ticket machine. Fatal accident at Hazel Street. At about 11 p.m. on the 4th, a man waiting on the platform at the Hazel Street station fell onto the tracks and was decapitated by the arriving St. Renata college-bound train. The victim died instantly. Well, duh, of course he would. Are they going to keep his head alive and reattach it? While police have not yet determined whether the death was an accident or suicide, witnesses report that the victim did not look inebriated and seemed to jump off the platform deliberately. The victim's identity is still unknown. He was approximately 40 years old, 5 feet 10 inches tall, and wearing a black jacket. This newspaper is formed, so what's it doing here now? It's a warning header, that's what it is. It's a goddamn warning. We don't have to jump the turnstile. Can't go through because I don't have a ticket. Damn, I missed what she said. Well, we can't go through there, but we can go through here. Just bypass it completely. Agent has no money. You have to specify that because people will try to rob you even in the stupidest of circumstances. They probably do that here. Yeah, look at this old map. Look at this. This is no help at all. You can get lost in here. I think when he was playing this on Twitter, I mean not Twitter, on Twitch live, Vash got lost for like 45 minutes in this section because it's just, it all looks the same. It looks creepy. It's well designed, but like very many subway stations, it just all looks the same. So it's funny how you hear noises, all this growling and roaring, and when you come down here, there is nothing. A big fat load of nothing. Should we answer it? A row of phone booths, but they're all broken. Obviously not, Heather. That startled the hell out of me when I first played this game. For some reason I always think of Freddy calling out Nancy in the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Just telling her, I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy, when he sticks out the tongue to the phone. That's what I always think of when I see those phone booths. Like, who could be calling on the other end? The chains holding the doors together are secured with a bolt and nut. The nut is screwed on tight. I can't turn it with my hands. If it were Chris Redfield, he'd just bust through that gate and just rip open those chains with his bare hands. Chris don't need a key or a gun or anything to break locks. He can just do it with his bare fists. Yeah, he doesn't need a wrench. His hands are the only wrench he needs. Let's see if it rings again. It does not. Stash your trash. What's funny is subway stations and pretty much streets over here will have the same amount of they'll have the trash cans, and even with all that, people just still throw their trash on the ground. Freaking pigs. We need some harsher penalties for littering. Good quality, good taste. Sandwich, coffee, cheers. Price down. So this is not a Subway ad. And thank goodness, because I've heard bad things about Subway, excusing their the fact that their main spokesperson turned out to be a predator. I've heard their sandwich sucks too. There used to be one here, and I think it's shut down. I think it's now. I noticed the salad works. I don't know if the Quiznos is still there or not. I think it is. Okay, so we have to go down and get the damn wrench to be able to pry that open. Let's avoid the doggo here with his bandages. Eric, can you run a little faster, please? Why is she stopping? So in case you didn't know it, Bergen Street is actually a reference to Jacob's Ladder. That's the subway line that Jacob Singer takes when he's trying to get home at the very beginning of the first act. This section scared the hell out of me too when I first played it. Because you go from the bright, clean subway to that hellish place right there. It's definitely a jarring change. I got a nutcracker. We can use it on Douglas and crack his nuts. We could easily jump over that. If this were real life, you could just jump over that, pry down that fence, and walk around that section. The path is blocked with trash. Again, I can't go through here. That is the one annoying thing about video games, when you see a blockage or a barrier that is just like 3 feet tall and the character is like, I can't jump this. Of course you can. You're just not meant to, because otherwise it would make the game way too easy. Like Snake, he's supposed to be this super soldier Metal Gear Solid 1 and he can't climb a 6 foot tall stack of boxes. That's funny. Got a health drink and some bullets. And more bullets. If I can get them. Get the bullets, Header. Is someone sleeping here? All this red stuff around here is blood. This guy is not sleeping. Why am I not the least bit surprised? I think that nightmares numb my senses a little. You think? Dead body. I can't really do anything for the poor guy. This is also a reference to Jacob's Ladder when he sees the homeless guy in the subway. The homeless man that's sleeping. I think he's sleeping under newspapers too, and when he looks back, he sees the tail poke out from the end right next to his shoes, and he just hightails it and runs the hell out of here. That's also a reference. Look, it's the shopping cart from Silent Hill 2 from the apartment building. I think it's even got the boxes of bullets right there. So they definitely reused a lot of assets. As I was saying, they definitely reused a lot of assets from Silent Hill 2. And why wouldn't they? And we just had another glitch right there. I don't know what the hell happened, but the screen got diminished and went down. So now that means another day of editing this to cut that out. God damn it, I don't know why it does that. Why does it do that? The screen, that never happened during the second game, where the screen just goes down automatically. What the hell is going on there? And it's only with this game. That didn't happen with Silent Hill 2. Yeah, it's like out of nowhere, the screen will just go down and you'll see the laptop screen, but no idea what causes it. So now we're gonna have to cut that out, First off, we still have to cut out the beginning of the video because that's just the laptop screen. So we have to cut that out. We have to cut out the that section there where it went black and then it rebooted to the laptop screen. Hope nothing else happens. That's a lot of editing, so thankfully I do have some Crash Bandicoot videos to upload before that, so we won't upload this until like a day after, but it's still annoying because now I have to spend like 2 hours tomorrow editing that stuff and cutting out all those sections. There you go, got rid of the chain. We should keep the nutcracker though, you can use that as a weapon. Bash somebody over the head with it. Okay, this is not the famous section with the poltergeist. That's actually where I have to go next, but oh shit, here they come. It's the dudes from the magazine previews where we first saw pictures of this game. That was one of the first things they showed, Heather fighting the huge guys in the subway. Oh, listen to him, he's ready. He's right there. Now notice something, it's empty right there. It's empty. We're gonna go in here, pick up our new shotgun. This is one filthy train. Looks like it hasn't been used in a while. It's a gift wrap box. Could it be a birthday present? No, I guess not. Nobody I know will give me something this gross. But I'll take it anyway. It should come in handy against the monsters. I guess someone left it here by mistake, but who would do that? Come on, Heather. You know it's not a mistake. You know better than that. Who would be down in this grimy, grungy subway at this time of night? At this hour in the day? Come on. Funny thing, if you ask a lot of people in the US nowadays, that would be their ideal gift. Now that everyone wants to have a gun with no training, no permits, no nothing, just have a gun so you can shoot anybody you like, that would be the perfect gift, wouldn't it? Get your 3-year-old or 4-year-old shotgun for his birthday, and then have him or her blow daddy's head off the very next minute for once they misfire the shotgun. So you see it was empty, and as soon as you picked up the gun, here he is. But we are going to leave him alone because we do not need to disturb him. We want to save ammo, so he's not bothering us, we won't bother him. Funny thing is, if you do touch him and don't kill him right away, he can actually run after you, even though he seems fat and bloated, because he's a mass of tumors. That's why they call him the insane cancers. He's actually pretty fast once he starts hauling ass. There are stepladders and wheelbarrows blocking the way. I can't get through. Also, that's the typo they fixed. I thought it was something in the newspaper that the patch would fix, but no, it's this, because I distinctly remember in the PS2 version it says there are stepladders and wheelbarrow blocking the way. So it says only one. Or I think it says stepladder and wheelbarrow blocking the way. So they fixed that typo, which is funny because there's only one of each, right? I thought there was 2 ladders and a wheelbarrow, but no, there's only one of each. So yeah, there's a stepladder and a wheelbarrow blocking the way. Now, come on, Harry, you can't climb that. That's like 2 feet. Although I guess it's still locked, but you could shoot off the lock from this distance. I wonder what's at North End and Powell Garden. There's a subway map here. But even without looking at this, I still know my way home. I just need to get on the Bergen Street train at platform 3. It's over here. Let's see. I know there's a safe spot somewhere around here. Oh, we got dogs. Hopefully they don't come over here. Oh yeah, this is where we need to go. We're not going over here yet. I want to find the other platform before this, because that'll summon the train, and then we unlock that, and we unlock that gate right there, and we pretty much go. I want to see. First off, I want to save, so I gotta find a safe spot somewhere around here. But secondly, I want to find the other platform. That sounds like the train announcing its arrival. When I first played this game, I thought it was slightly annoying that the enemies have like their own danger theme. You know, you're not as reliant on the radio here as you are in Silent Hill 2. But I quickly grew used to it, especially once you hit the nurses. Those really have some good music to them. Which do you prefer, the music like announcing the enemies, or just the plain old radio? Which do you find scarier, the music or the radio? No, this is where we came from, right? Yeah, this is where we came from. I want to find the platform with the magazine. She does have the bulletproof vest off, right? Oh yeah, so she's just that slow. Like I said, she's got no energy. God damn. Where's that damn exit? St. Renata College. Yeah, where's that damn exit? Because I want to show off what happens when you find that one particular platform. Oh damn, so we do have to go back and kill this guy. That sucks. Can we just go around him? Let's see. Yeah, we might be able to. But we're not going to be able to do it once we come back. We got these assholes over here too. Get out of my way. Here's the save point. Here it is. Okay, so it's 2:37, so we can probably play until like 3 or 3:10. Here we go. I think this should be it. Yeah, I think this is it. Found the health drink. Oh yeah, I think this is the platform, but we gotta go on the other side. So just want to show off that little cutscene. And see if they did anything to alter it or if they kept it intact. Where's the magazine article? I think this might be the wrong platform. God damn. Oh hell no. Hell freaking no. We can leave those guys alone. This is the wrong platform. That is not the right path. Let's see. So where's the other exit? So that's Hazel Street. Where's the other one? Powell Garden. Bergen Street. Is it this one? I think it might be this one. Let's see. Ah, here it is. I read this a long time ago. It's a nothing little occult magazine. Seemed like a bunch of crap to me. It's not so bad if you just read it for fun though. The souls of those who died suddenly by suicide or accident don't realize they're dead. Sometimes they stay put and haunt that particular place. These spirits have lost their human senses and memories and can only keep replaying the pain and sadness of the moment they died. The pain can get so bad that they turn to humans for salvation, or they begrudge humans their lives. At such times they can possess humans. Places known as famous suicide spots or high accident areas are often to blame. You should be careful when approaching such locations, especially on the day or at the time of death, or at the time the death occurred. That is, if you don't want it to happen to you too. Alright, let's test it out. This is the wrong spot. That is the wrong spot. It's this one. Let's get the health drink. Here we go. Like Joe Bob would say, he's huffing and puffing like a sex pervert. Alright, let's get off here before the train flattens us. When the train actually runs you over here, I always thought it looked like Heather had been smushed, but apparently that's just a default losing screen, so it's not actually Heather getting smashed into like a pile of mush. If you step off the platform, you'll still get run over anyway. But yeah, that's the little poltergeist they put right there for just for fun. Some people have said I used to like reading magazines like this though. I still like reading books like that. Some people have said they think that's just purely a manifestation because if you don't read the magazine, he won't show up. But I kind of find that hard to believe, because the thing about this and series like this, and someone actually mentioned The Crow the other day on the Discord group that I'm a member of, and the thing with stories like this is you don't want it to be purely psychological. There has to be some supernatural element to it, because otherwise it just takes all meaning out of the story. You know, if that is just something that she manifests because of the area, and it's not an actual ghost, then there's no meaning to that story whatsoever. You know? It's more poignant or more meaningful if it actually is a ghost. If it's just some manifestation that doesn't exist normally, it's just kind of pointless, because it's like, oh, it's just your mind playing tricks on you. You know, it just shows up because she expects it to show up. And that kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. Like, it's better to believe that the guy did die and he is haunting the place than, oh, it's just something that she manifests just because she read it. You know? I don't find that particularly interesting. And the whole psychological approach only to Silent Hill is kind of boring too. Like, Silent Hill is a great series because it has psychological horror, but at the same time, and this is the wrong path. At the same time, you need the supernatural aspect to it. And I see all the time people complaining about the cult. Oh, the cult is boring. The cult brings down the series. And it's like the cult has nothing to do with the game. And it's like the series only exists because of the cult. You know, that's the main storyline. That was what separated it from Resident Evil. It's not some deranged guy or group of scientists doing experiments in a mansion. It's an actual supernatural threat. That's what distinguished this from the other main survival horror series, Resident Evil. And if you take that away from it, you take out pretty much half of the series' magic. You know, half of Silent Hill's magic is the supernatural. If you take that away, it's just another boring psychological horror series, you know, which is not that interesting. We saw what happens when you do a psychological only Silent Hill, and people hated it. Shattered memories, no combat, no exploration, nothing supernatural when you really think about it. It's just pure psychology, and it sucks story-wise. I mean, the gameplay kind of sucks too, but story-wise, it blows. It looks good, it sounds good, the actors do a good job, but is he gonna come running after us? Let's see. Well, he's running, but I don't know where he's running to, because I don't see him around. Where is he? Where did he go? He's stuck. Well, see you then. I don't have time for you. I thought he would run after us, but no, he just got stuck in the stairway there. Anyway, yeah, Shattered Memories was not good from a story perspective. And it's funny because the story does get you absorbed into it. Like it starts off pretty good, and there is some genuine meaningful stuff to it. There's some genuine depth and meaning, but the execution leaves a lot to be desired. It's somewhat lacking, and the reason is because there's no supernatural aspect. Once you figure out what's going on, that's it pretty much. It's the end. So there's no mystery, there's nothing left to explore. And it's funny because for years people complain. They complain about this game, they complain about 4, they complain about Origins, they complain about Homecoming. They're always saying, give us a purely psychological Silent Hill, over and over again. Give us a purely psychological Silent Hill. And when they finally did that, they hated the hell out of it. They hated it. They hated it on the Wii, hated it on the PS2. And it's like, guys, that was exactly what you wanted. Wasn't that what you wanted? Yeah, you gotta hurry up and get on the platform, otherwise this happens. We just get smushed, like all those dogs just did. Yeah, they hated Shattered Memories. I didn't hate it that much. I hated the gameplay. But the story was pretty decent and cool up until the ending. Up until like the very last third of the game, and then the ending just completely ruined it. It's kind of like A Little Hope, from the, what do you call them, the Dark Pictures anthology, where they're normally decent games. That Little Hope seemed to be like the best one until you reach the ending and you realize what a load of shit it is. And that I've never seen an ending so completely destroy a game in like 15 minutes. Like, oh my god, it killed the fucking game. I haven't even touched that thing since. I was playing it and looking all forward to the ending and seeing what was going on. Because Vash was doing a playthrough of it, but I didn't want to spoil it. So I kind of didn't watch his playthrough on Twitch. I left early to play the game. I beat the game in like 2 or 3 nights. And oh my god, I regret buying that game. It's just sitting on my shelf. I've never played it, and I probably never will play it again. The ending just completely bones the storyline and the narrative pretty much that's going on. And I've heard some people say, oh, it's so moving, it's so sad. It ain't sad, it's bullshit. Like, it's just complete bullshit. And it's the whole psychological only bullshit, which people who think they understand Twilight Zone, think they understand Silent Hill, that's the type of stuff they'll be pulling all the time. And it's just, no, dude, your ideas suck, they blow. You cannot do psychological only horror unless you establish from the very first frame of the story that it's purely realistic, quote unquote. And I say realistic because even reality isn't realistic. Lots of weird stuff happens in the world that has no explanation, so even that's a cop-out. But goddamn, psychological only horror annoys the hell out of me. It bugs the shit out of me. Wherever I see it, TV, movies, games, it doesn't matter, it just irritates me to hell. And trying to do Silent Hill that way is just a losing proposition. Like, you please no one. The fans who are obsessed with the second entry with Silent Hill 2, they'll still complain because it's not James Sunderland. The fans who like the supernatural aspect 1 and 3, they'll complain because it's not supernatural. You know, the very few guys who like 4 and Origins, they'll complain because it's not that style. Like, you please no one. You please no one and you end up losing your audience for no purpose whatsoever. Alright, it's time to go. Let's be on our way, wherever this train is heading. Heather, you got on there. You should have known it would close and take you away. Like, come on. Oh, I also noticed it's T69. That's the train number. 69, so fine. And if you open this door, you're right here, and you can easily fall off there. I think I actually did fall off that platform the very first time I played this game. I think I actually did fall down and kill Heather. Had to start over. I hate it when people be passing through the doors on the train here. They used to do that all the time on the L. The SEPTA L. Going to Center City. They'll be passing all throughout the cars of the train. They'll be passing back and forth. And it's like, there's warnings right there telling you not to go into the other subway car unless it's absolutely necessary. And people still do it. Trying to sell stuff, trying to get to a better seat. You know, trying to ask people for money, panhandling. They'll still cross all the subway trains while it's moving at full speed. Even though they have a risk of getting an arm or leg cut off, they'll still do that shit. It annoys the hell out of me. Or at least it used to back when I took the subway. I don't anymore because I don't go downtown, but still. That symbol's drawn on the floor. Hope I don't get cursed just by stepping on it. Yeah, it irritates me to see people just going back and forth. So you can see we're actually moving a lot more slowly here than I was before, because you can see here in my first playthrough that I did for this to test it out on the main computer, I think. You see here it's an hour 39 minutes. I'm already at the gallery in here in this one. We're at the Hilltop Center. Yeah, we haven't even reached the sewer yet. Just taking it slow. Just having a nice conversation. We haven't even reached the sewer yet. So we gotta move on. Because I don't want this playthrough to be like 15 hours long, so. What do we need? I think we need this. Or you know what, maybe we need the pipe. Let's see. Oh, we'll get the pipe and equip the bulletproof vest. That should help us out. Oh yeah, here he comes. Come on. What are you waiting for? Look at that other guy, he's just waiting. He's like, let me see how I do first. I mean, he's like, let's wait and see how the other guy does first. Then I'll decide to attack. And it did not go well for him either. Look at that black hole right there in the face. That's disturbing for some people. And now it looks like it blended together. Now it just looks like some type of mutant sea creature that came out from like Lovecraft's stories or something. Look at that right there. This will make a nice screenshot for the video. Although I kind of want to do a screenshot more of like the boss monster we fought at the mall. Habek's Business Daily. I wonder what that publication is like. Is it any more respectable than the Wall Street Journal now that they've kind of gone like right-wing rag on us? They started putting out some articles that are not good. The quality's slipping, let's just say that. There's a newspaper in the seat, some boring old articles. I think this says too bad artist, or is it bad artist? Oh, he's a big one. We need the shotgun for this fool. Let's switch to the pipe. Hopefully they'll have a much easier way to switch weapons in Silent Hill 2 Remake. You know, maybe we can cycle through weapons like you do in the Resident Evil 4 remake or Resident Evil 2. Wait, can you cycle through weapons in Resident Evil 2, or was it just a village or an RE4 remake? I don't remember. But yeah, hopefully you have a much easier way to select weapons so so that you don't have to go to the menu screen over and over again. Do we have the stun gun? We do not. Heather can get the stun gun later on. That works wonders on the fat guys. There's a newspaper on the floor. It's nothing but garbage. Huh, an empty juice can. Just another piece of trash. Yeah, people be leaving their trash on the subway here too. And the streets. Part of why this city sucks. Part of why America sucks at keeping itself so clean. You know, America likes to be dirty. For some reason, people like throwing trash on the grass, on the ground, everywhere. Litter bugs, and then they wonder why everything looks so bad. I always used to wonder what this was. Like, I thought it might have been like some type of prosthetic or something, or like a brace. I didn't realize when I first played the game. I remember this was like 20 years ago, so I was a kid. I didn't realize this was just one of the subway handles that had fallen off. Like, I thought somebody had left like their leg brace there or something. You know, that was back when I don't even remember what age I was at that time. All I know is a long time ago, 20 years. Where did it all go? Where did it go so wrong? And I want to show you something. Actually, I'm not sure I should, but if you go back here and you see the subway car is gone. You see, with each passing car that you go in through, it just completely disappears. At least our subways don't look quite as bad as this, though. They look bad, but not quite as bad as this one here. God damn. Oh, here he comes. Now he's running. Now he ran. I wonder why that other guy didn't. This guy was hauling ass. Yeah, kick him in the dick, Header. Kick him multiple times. And you can see now he just deflates. I always thought that was kind of cool. The way he deflates, unlike some of the other monsters. Okay, so I think we can get rid of the bulletproof vest now. And we're here, wherever here is. This must be the first car. I can't see the next car through the frosted window. All I see is the track. Wait a minute, there's no place for the conductor, so how does it run? Or did the car before it already go on ahead? I didn't hear or feel it if it did. Anyway, it's obviously pointless to stay on this train any longer. The doors won't open, besides there's no conductor seat beyond here. It's one of those new automated trains, Heather. It just premiered 20 years before its time. You know, it's got an AI driving it. I like how she tries to find little excuses for why things would would happen, not accepting the fact that it's just a mystery. You know, the train is being manipulated by some other force. There's nothing. There was no conductor at all. There's some graffiti on the wall. It's so dirty I can't read it. Never mind. I never got this because it says it just says dragon, so I don't know why she says she can't read it, because it's pretty clear to me. Unless she means this one. I always thought, I think that was says cope. I always thought maybe she meant dirty in terms of it, you know, being a dirty word, but no, it just says dragon. I don't know why she says she can't read it. And that one there says manhunt, I think. Although it says like manhat. Manhattan, maybe? That old pattern is painted here. I'm under graffiti. It looks like it was just put here too. But by whom? And where does my head... Some graffiti on the wall, so dirty I can't read it. Never mind. Yeah, no matter which one you click, she says you can't read it, but it's all pretty clear. Hunter, dragon, manhunt. So I don't understand why she says she can't read it. Seems pretty clear to me. Look at this angle. That's nice. That's some nice camera work there. So this camera is pretty hard to control. That's one of the main flaws people point out about the game. It is hard to control. Definitely. And I know that annoyed the hell out of Ash. That's why he hated the game. Originally, I think he still hated it a little bit when he played it on Twitch too. Which I can understand. Like, it is, you pretty much have to keep your finger on the analog stick at all times to control the camera. And you have to keep adjusting it with the buttons to get the right view. So I understand it can be a pain, but I still like some of the camera angles they put here. I think they were just trying to give you a more free roaming camera for the gameplay aspect, and they kind of messed up a bit. You know, they didn't want to do like the static camera you had in many parts of Silent Hill 2, but they still wanted it to be somewhat, I don't know if cinematic is the right word, but they still wanted it to be like somewhat unique. So they tried to have some good angles, certain camera angles, and then they try to have the camera follow you at all times, and they kind of screwed it up. So I can see why people would hate it, because it is frustrating sometimes. You got to keep adjusting it with the shoulder button. One interesting thing about that stairway right over here, if you're playing on the second playthrough and you go down here, the walls and stairs immediately start developing like veins and they start bleeding. And then if you're playing on really hard mode, as you're walking down the stairs, they're actually sucking out your health, so it can actually kill you if you take too long to reach the stair. I don't know if it'll kill you, but I know it'll definitely bring your health down to like minimum. You'll need like a full first aid kit and a health drink to get your health back, so it will drain your health to like 1% or 10% if you take too long descending the stairs. Oh hell no. These guys I hate, the needle guys. Let's see what's over here first. Nothing. There's nothing over here. There's any ammo over here? Run, header, before they get you. There's stuff all over, but definitely nothing worth bringing along. You mean you don't have a use for that bag of cement? It's the noise that people hate most about those enemies. The noise, definitely. It's like a dentist drill. I think that's literally what it is. It is a dentist drill that they kind of remixed for an enemy noise. Why is he turning? Where's he going? Where are you going? I guess he's got somewhere to be. Yeah, he was just heading off on a stroll. Where was he going? Look at a nice block there. I guess he didn't want to. He didn't want to attack me after all. He was just on a leisurely Sunday stroll through the sewers. He didn't even notice me. So where was he going? He obviously had some place to be. Too bad for him he didn't get there. Oh, this is freaky too. Let's kill this guy. Yeah, this is another one of the hallways that actually freaked me out the second time I played it, because if you go through here the second time, it's all dark and it's bleeding and there's veins all over the wall, so it just turns it into a complete hellscape in here. Literally one of the worst sections in the entire game. Like, not from a quality standpoint, but I mean worst in terms of being nightmare feel, is this hallway. If you listen to like the pounding, it sounds like a beating heart, doesn't it? And that's exactly what this hallway turns into. It turns like you're going through like a ventricle or like a vein or something through someone's heart. It's just hideous and horrific. Probably should have done like a second playthrough instead of this, just so you could see all that stuff. But trust me, it's pretty freaky. Like, I wish more games nowadays would do stuff like that instead of trying to go for like cheap jump scares. We got some more eyeballs in here. Look at that guy. That guy is somewhere to be too. Ah, goddamn. Damn, we need the shotgun for this. Or maybe the handgun. Let's see. Heather, where are you firing? Damn, so he's just circling around. He doesn't even care about us. He's just circling around, going on his leisurely stroll. Looks like he's working out his thighs. Look at that. Oh, he noticed us. Let's get moving. Okay. We are safely past that. Let's get our map. There's a toolbox here, but there's nothing really useful inside. The side of the locker is badly bent, as if something hit it very hard. As a result, it's impossible to open. We got the Maul. And not Darth Maul, we got the old-fashioned Maul. Helmets, should I take them with me? Nah, never mind, it's pretty geeky looking. Harry and James will probably take it. They may be geeks, but at least you're protecting your head. There's blood seeping out of the bottom of the locker. Is there something inside? I sort of want to take a look, but the locker door won't open. Ah, it's better that way. It's not as if there's anything good in there. I'd probably look. And I have a feeling a lot of people will look too. I'm gonna leave this one alone. Yeah, come on, you know you'd look. Definitely. There's nothing particularly useful on the shelf. For some reason I thought there was ammo in here. Maybe it's on an easier difficulty. There's a box of ammo there sitting on the shelf. Oh, we hear a big one stomping around. Let's get our shotgun ready just in case. Oh yeah, here he comes. Let's get the little guy now. One thing I'm noticing about this PC port, the sounds don't sound quite right. Even with the added patch, they still sound kind of low. Let's get this guy too. Ah, damn it, we missed. That's another thing. If you can get good with the blocking in this game, you'll definitely enjoy it. But if you don't, that's why it can be a source of frustration. I know Vash definitely didn't like it because of the block, and I've seen other people comment on it. Yeah, the blocking's definitely tough. I can understand why people wouldn't like it. Look at the blood footprints there. Got some shotgun shells. Looks like that's cemented over. I think that was a door before they patched cement over it. Obviously trying to prevent you from escaping. I know we have to go in that door over there, but what's over here? Wine in a place like this? Well, suppose it is dark and dry. Only one of the bottles is empty. We got a wine bottle, and we got some beef jerky. The body must have been crushed by something heavy? With what then? God, how awful. This is always confusing for me because she says there's a body there, but I don't see anything there. Like the only little hint I can see is like that brown thing right there. You see it right underneath the steel beam with the red writing on it. There's something brown there that doesn't look like it's a bag of cement. That's the only thing I can see, because otherwise I've never seen, even on the PS2 version, I've never seen any hint of a body here, so I don't know what she's talking about. I think they must have forgotten to add in the actual body from there, because I don't see anything here, just crates. So that's always been kind of weird. Someone was slacking off on Team Silent, I guess. They completely forgot to add in the dead body that's supposed to be under the crates, because there's nothing there. I don't know why. Heather must be getting quite a workout on those ties. They're getting toned. Doing all that running all over the place. Let's avoid them. A lot of people don't like this beginning section of the game. They say it moves too slowly and nothing really important happens. I like it. I definitely like them all. I even like the sewer a little bit. I like the fact that you're just going through the city, exploring pretty much before things really get tragic and personal. I like this is just random weirdness in one day of Heather's life. You know? It's just random weirdness. One day you were napping in a fast food joint, the next you're suddenly in the Twilight Zone. So I kind of like it. I like the fact that you have no explanation of what's going on right away. There's someone screaming. I'd say it's mixed on whether that's supposed to be a ghost or whether it's supposed to be someone out in the quote-unquote real world that's kind of seeping into here. This is not as bad as the sewers in Silent Hill 1, at least. Those sewers were annoying because you had the turtle-like monsters. They're actually supposed to be beetles of some sort, but you had those, the hand scratchers that were just deal massive damage and they would follow you everywhere. Like you'd reach the end of the stage of the sewers to go up to the next section with the ladder and they'd still be following you. Okay, so we've checked out all possible doorways, so let's go over here. Yeah, that sewer section in Silent Hill 1 was bad. And I don't mean bad in terms of badly designed, I mean bad in terms of being frustrating. If you don't have a lot of health or ammo and you don't know what you're looking for, you can get stuck in there pretty easily because those enemies are no joke. The turtle guys, as I call them, the sewer turtles, they are no joke. Now this guy's a joke. One shotgun shell he's done, but god damn. You're gonna pay for that. Look at that, the little cross there flashing to warn us that we're in danger. So they added that strictly for the PC port of the game, I think. It's not in the PS2 version, so the PS2 version does have a health meter that you can activate, but it's not that, so they added that in just for the PC port. I think it's actually kind of nice. What kind of machine is this? It looks like it doesn't work anymore. There's some kerosene left in here, it looks like. If I had some sort of container, I could take it with me. There's nothing left in the tank. Well, it's not cold outside, so it shouldn't make any difference. This is for moving kerosene to and from a space heater. Of course, I can't drink it. The sad thing about that is there are some people nowadays with those Twitter and TikTok challenges that probably would drink that kerosene just to post a video on it. And then they have to go to the hospital and die from drinking the kerosene. There's something scribbled all over the blackboard, but it's faded and hard to read. It doesn't look important anyway. I do like that they add that in, even though it's not necessary. I like that they reference stuff compared to Resident Evil, where sometimes you just check out stuff and the characters won't say anything about it. They have no words about any of the stuff they're seeing. The locker is filled with junk. No, it's not junk. It looks like somebody's stuff. It's just one of those daily rags. Nothing really useful written in it. Yeah, I like that the characters in Silent Hill games at least reference the background around them instead of Resident Evil, where they just kind of ignore it. Because it adds a touch of realism to it. It adds a bit more depth to the game that otherwise would not be there. So 3:16. Okay, so I'm gonna play a little more because I want to at least reach the building. So I want to get out of the sewers before the next section, because that whole section is gonna be its own video. So I want to at least reach that. I think we're almost out of here though. We're almost out. Now this section reminds you of the water treatment plant in RE3. Nothing happened, wonder if it's broken. The hole's full of dirty water. I can't go down there like that. If only you had scuba gear, Heather, you could be like the serial killer from Amsterdam. That movie still has one of the best theme endings I've ever heard at the end. It makes no sense whatsoever, has nothing to do with the film, like Joe Bob Briggs said. It's just a random song put there to promote Amsterdam tourism in a serial killer movie. But it's still pretty nice. It sticks in your head, it's pretty fun to dance to. They did a whole dance party around that for like 2 minutes on the last drive-in. And Joe Bob was kind of annoyed and irritated and confused, but Darcy and all the others enjoyed it. Seriously, check it out. It's called Amsterdammed, with an ED at the end. Amsterdammed, not Amsterdam, Amsterdammed. Check that out. Check out the theme song for that. And then keep in mind that it has nothing to do with the movie whatsoever. It's just a promotional material for Amsterdam tourism back in the 80s. That's the crazy stuff they used to do back then. I wish movies would still do crazy stuff like that today. You know, just adding a song at the end that makes no sense, has nothing to do with the film, but you put it there just because it sounds fun. Instead of making your own like musical theme for the film, you just stick something random in there. That shows creative thinking. So way to distinguish your film from other films, that's for sure. Definitely. If you're a small-time filmmaker, you need like a nice touch. Do something like that to distinguish yourself from every other small-time filmmaker making a movie. I put kerosene in the fuel tank. This might be the fuel tank. I put kerosene in it already. It should work now. Imagine if it wasn't a fuel tank and you just blew yourself up. Oh, look at that nice PS2 texture. That doesn't look as great. That needs a little refining. Little remastering necessary there. And speaking of remasters, I bought the Tales from the Dark Side Blu-ray after all these years. That film is still pretty good. I prefer Creepshow. It's not quite as fun as Creepshow, but it's still pretty good. It's a lot more serious with like the second two stories, or probably the last story. Even though the second one has a theme of like animal abuse and cruelty, it still has some goofy moments in it. Thanks to that thing, all the water's finally drained out of the hole. It looks like I'll be able to get down there now if I can stand the smell that is. Yeah, this must stink like hell. You're walking through raw sewage. Ugh. This must be where the water gets drained out. I'll never forget the greatest sewer scene in TV history when Agent Mulder went down into the sewers to pursue Fluke Man in the X-Files in season 2. That was classic. He has his little battle with Fluke Man there, and the sewer engineer or manager or whatever he's called, supervisor, falls into the sewer water, gets a nice mouthful of raw sewage water. Yeah. He's just saying, Mulder's asking if he's fine. He's just waving it off, saying yeah, 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 and then suddenly Fluke Man grabs him and drags him under the water. Now that actually shows some clever thinking on Fluke Man's part, because he doesn't infect him. He infected and bit the sewer worker 20 minutes earlier, the first one, but he doesn't bite that one because he's just using him as a distraction for Mulder. So that actually shows some pretty smart thinking on the part of the creature there, that he knew there were two enemies. He was outnumbered, so he dragged one into the water to make the other guy search for him while he tried to escape using the storm drain that led out to the sea. That's actually some pretty smart thinking. I don't think a lot of people realize it. Like I didn't even really realize it until that moment, that it was actually using strategy. It wasn't just he was attacking the supervisor randomly. He was splitting them apart to force Mulder to get him out of the water so he could escape. Because remember, it's part human. It's not just a worm. It's also part human. So I imagine he could actually use some strategy, like he did against the federal marshal, where he got out of his bindings. Like one moment he was strapped to the... Damn, we just sunk in sewer water right there. One moment he was strapped down to a gurney or stretcher. The next moment the federal marshal looked behind and he was gone. And it turns out he was either on top of the van or underneath the gurney, and he just didn't see him. So yeah, Fluke Man can actually strategize plans against his enemies. So it's not just some mindless monster. It actually shows some self-awareness. Look at that right there, a little preview of what's to come. I wonder how many people were freaked out seeing that the very first time to play this game, seeing that lying there just under the bridge. Yeah, so I didn't realize Fluke Man was actually using strategy during that scene. Divide and conquer, you know. Force Mulder to go after the other guy so he can escape scot-free using the storm drain. Now that's a lot of garbage. Where the hell did it all come from? I guess this is all the stuff that gets tossed out into the sewers. Yeah, definitely. People will toss out all sorts of shit here. Got an ampule. There's nothing that looks useful in the cardboard box. There's a deodorant inside, but it would probably be a waste of energy. Maybe not. I'd still use it anyway. Got a dryer. It's a broken clock. This is from the sewer too? Yeah, probably. Look at that. Coat hangers. Gasoline tanks. A shoe. One single shoe. People throw out all sorts of crap. A wheelchair. Why would a wheelchair be thrown out here? Now this is definitely not from ordinary people's trash. This is definitely a hint at something in Heather's background. The wheelchair. We'll see a lot more of them coming up. And he's gone now. It's gone. Off to where, we don't know yet. But I think that probably made people paranoid. It definitely made me paranoid when I first played this section. I like how the camera angle follows you down here. Some of the more nice some of the nicer camera work compared to when the camera just goes about randomly and gets in your way. So you have no choice, you pretty much have to go to the sewer water even if you don't want to. Even if you wanted to spare Heather's boots, you have to go in there. There should be one of the needle guys around the corner here. Man, how did I ever get to the building within like 1 hour 30 minutes? Like, did I skip every single cutscene? I must have, because we're going on 2 hours and we're still not at the Hilltop Center. Yeah, take down their overlord first. Oh, I think I missed the other room in the sewers. Where is it? Is it over here? There's one specific room in the sewers that actually freaked me out the first time I went in it, because there's nothing but monsters inside. Nothing. It's just dark and there's a ton of monsters in there. There's nothing else. There's no reason to go in there, but it can freak you the hell out. I think we missed it already. There's something written on the notebook. There's a monster in the water. The bastards killed 2 of my buddies. I should never have doubted that old urban legend about alligators in the sewers. That was no myth. But no one believes me. They were drunk and slipped. We're not that damn stupid. Even calling it a monster isn't quite right. This is something else. All I know is something's in there. I'm going in now to beat that thing's head in. If you find it snow, consider it my will. Revenge is futile, so you may think reading this, but Jose and Jaime were my best buddies. Wish I knew how to do the deed. Guns won't work underwater, even my famous knife work won't do much. If only I had a hand grenade. I don't know, you could try tossing poison in there. That'll do the job. There are documents on the floor. They don't look like they have anything to do with me, but they've got today's date on them. That's weird. Yeah, because you're in an alternate dimension, Heather, so there's actually normal people working here probably right now. I got a health drink. What else is in there? Danger. Keep out. This was probably pasted on the door there. I can see where it fell off. Is this a security monitor? I can't see anything. It must be broken. Let's save. Yeah, Tales from the Dark Side is still pretty good. They should make another movie or series about that. I know they were planning a reboot a very long time ago on the CW of all places, but it amounted to pretty much nothing. Like, they were going to tone it down, I think, and it was also supposed to be one long continuous story, which doesn't really work because Tales from the Dark Side is an anthology. It's not meant to be one long story, so they cut that out pretty quickly. It never came to anything. But they should do like another movie in that style. We haven't had a good horror anthology as a movie in a long time. I think the last one was Trick or Treat, pretty much. Southland tried, but that one kind of sucked. I think it was Trick or Treat, the last good successful horror anthology that was a movie. We've had plenty of shows, but no movies, and we definitely need one. That and Tales from the Crypt should come back too. That was always a classic. So I got that. I ordered the 4K for City of the Living Dead tonight. It was kind of expensive, $44.99, but I'm paying extra for the slipcover since it's limited edition. It has a slipcover like the VHS artwork, And I'm seeing that going for like $89 or $100 on eBay. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab it quick before it goes out of print. You know, grab it while I can, because then it won't be available. So you have to connect. If you just walk here through this bridge without doing anything, you get grabbed by a tentacle and you pretty much die. You get dragged underwater and probably eaten or smashed. So you gotta use the hairdryer first. And here we go. Instant fried monster right there, pretty much. So if you toss your pipe here, you don't see the message there. If you toss your pipe here on the second playthrough, you'll get the sewer fairy, who gives Heather a choice of trivia questions. Well, not trivia, but she asks Heather what colored pipe she tossed into the river or the water, and if you answer correctly, you get a gold and a silver pipe. And if you don't answer correctly, you get nothing and you lose your regular pipe too. So you definitely have incentive to answer correctly. I always wonder what this monster looks like beneath the tentacle, because it can't be just that. There has to be something more to it. I like how the guy picked up on the fact that it was probably a demon of some sort. He realized it wasn't just some ordinary sea creature that got stuck in there. It was some kind of entity. Like, even without knowing anything about it, he sensed that something was not right. It also shows you that it's been influencing things for quite a while now, probably for a couple of days before Heather even became aware of what's going on. Like the town's power was probably taking over and influencing stuff way before she ever met Claudia. Because that doesn't sound like a recent accident. It sounds like it happened recently, that the monster killed the two employees. Some complicated machine here. It's not on or anything. I'll leave it alone. Yeah, it might be fun to do a playthrough with all the goofy stuff that they gave you at the end, like the lightsaber and all that stuff. So I might do that eventually, because I completely missed that room with all the monsters. I wanted to show you that and it's not there. So I might do a second playthrough just to mess around with some of the goofy stuff. And maybe try to get a second ending. The drum is in the way. There's something inside. I doubt I can move it. Yeah, maybe we go for the revenge ending at the end. I forgot what it's called. Is it revenge? Judgment? But it's the ending where things go bad. We might come back and do that sometime. Those guys become really difficult on hard mode. Like, they're really annoying on hard because they move very, very fast. They can catch up to you in no time, in like 2 seconds. So on the harder difficulties, those are definitely some of the worst enemies around, for sure. Alright, we are out of the sewers. I can't get in. There's an iron gate blocking the way. Would you want to go in there? Is there anything inside there? There's nothing in the drum can? Well, forget about that. There's stuff all over, but definitely nothing worth bringing along. See, I like the little touch of characters just acknowledging the environment. You know, compared to Resident Evil. Resident Evil doesn't really do that. Leon and Jill and Chris, they focus squarely on the mission. I like that Heather and, to a lesser extent, James and Harry and even Henry just observe. They observe the environment around them. I like that. It's a nice touch. The cardboard box doesn't have anything useful in it. See, even stuff like that. It's just commenting on stuff that's useless. But at least they're commenting on the stuff that's there. They're not completely ignoring it, like characters do in some other games. This wooden crate is shut pretty tight. I don't think I can get it open. And right here you see the wall that's protecting the hilltop center. But the thing you have to ask yourself is this actually the construction wall that they set up, or is that the wall that the town put here to kind of trap Heather? Because if you notice, it looks exactly like the walls that sprung up around the town in Silent Hill 2 when James was trying to escape. You know, where you're figuring out where to go and the walls will completely block you. It looks exactly like those walls. So maybe these were not here originally. Maybe the power that's manipulating this place put them there to prevent you from going around it. So you pretty much have to go through the hilltop center. So what else did I get? I got the City of the Living Dead 4K. I've been trying to get Star Trek First Contact 4K, but it's not on sale. I don't want to buy it at full price since I already have the DVD of it. And it looks pretty good. I'm not a super huge Star Trek fan, but ever since I started watching Picard, I've gotten in a mood to get some of the old Star Trek movies. I've still gotta check out Wrath of Khan. I haven't even seen that, even though I have it, because there's definitely a connection to Picard in the last episode. There's definitely a connection to Khan in Star Trek Picard. The electricity is off, the elevator won't work. There's some of that construction work going on, probably at the same time. The third level ceiling has crumbled. For safety's sake, entry is forbidden. A toolbox, but there's nothing useful inside at all. The fourth level floor has crumbled. And the fifth one has not. It's the only safe spot. It's a toilet. I thought this building was still under construction, but it looks like this has been used. Yeah, so there's it's a bit creepy, but I think that's also meant to imply that people are actually there on the other side of reality, pretty much. An electric cord reel and a bag of cement. I can't really use either of them. You could use a cord to strangle somebody. Lots of empty bottles and cans. It looked like somebody was living here. So I've heard this as a reference to both The Black Cat with Edgar Allan Poe, obviously, and also Solid Snake, when he has to blow up the cement-covered walls to rescue President Baker. The wall color looks a little different here, and the material is different too. It might break if it's hit hard enough. You actually can use the gun to destroy it, I think, but it's easier to just use this. Just use the maul. Like a big round pointy hammer. It's super heavy, but at least it's got some oomph. Although that does not look like Snake's feet, so... But we got the silencer, or the suppressor, as some people call it. I can see legs through the broken part of the wall. I hope those are just mannequin legs, but I guess I'm not that lucky. Just like the Black Cat. I wish I hadn't seen that. I think I just leave it alone. There's nothing I can do right now. Normally I'd report it to the police or something, but I guess that's not possible. Even if it was, I've got bigger things to worry about right now. Think I just leave it alone. There's nothing I can do right now. Yeah, so that's definitely a reference to the way Snake rescued President Baker in Metal Gear Solid 1. There's a little home made up of cardboard boxes and old blankets. I guess a squatter was living here. Ah, a filthy mattress. Will you drop it into the hole? I dropped it in the mattress to use as a cushion. I should have no problems jumping down now. Yeah, dust yourself off, Heather. That mattress probably has all sorts of grimy stuff on it. Let's get rid of them all. I don't find this weapon very useful at all, except in the alternate hilltop building when you're fighting the slurpers. That's the only time I think it really comes in handy, because it's too slow for everything else. The nurses, like the needle monsters, they are very high up. Yeah, the large sandbag monsters, the closers, I think it's pretty much too slow for everything else. So it's really only useful in the alternate hilltop center when you're fighting the slurpers. The tabletop is covered with papers. I don't see any info that might come in handy though. So thermal carafe, there's nothing inside. When I first played this game and I was very young, I wondered what the hell is a carafe? And obviously it's something that they use for coffee and tea and whatever. I never seen that word before until I saw it here. I never even heard of a carafe before. Heard of thermoses before, obviously, but not a carafe. Nope. Not yet. Let's find the safe spot. Oh, here's this little gag. This is a neat little thing. This looks exactly like a room we had at Sears. And at Macy's too, where you just had nothing and nothing but mannequin parts all over. Some of them were headless, some of them weren't, and they all looked like they were watching you. It was definitely slightly creepy. This is the only mannequin with a head. There's something weird about the headless ones, like they can still see me or something. Ick. Here's a mannequin with no head or legs. I know it's just an inanimate object, but I'm still a little nervous, afraid maybe. Cardboard box is filled with arms and legs for mannequins. Yeah, with good reason, you should be afraid. It's a mannequin body. I know it's not real, but it's still creepy. I wonder how many people that scared the first time they played it. This box is filled with mannequin heads. I think I'll pass on this one. You remember the stupid mannequin monster in the second Silent Hill movie? Like, God, that sucked because the CGI was so bad. The situation is freaky. You know, a mother and daughter being turned into like living mannequins and headless. That's pretty creepy, but the CGI was so bad it just ruined it. You know, some practical effects work would have gone a long way in that scene to show off the horror of what's happening. This is blood. I like that you don't see what exactly caused the head to fall off. Like, was it just decapitated or did it just fall off on its own? They keep it a mystery, which is nice and simple. You know, it's a very subtle touch. They could have easily shown somebody cutting the head off or showing you exactly what happens, but no, they still make you wonder. We don't have a map. That is the wrong spot. Here we go. Some kind of poster. Looks like there will be a performance soon. The drawer is open just a smidge. It must be rusted or something. I can't pull it out any further. So that's what we need the screwdriver for to unlock the drawer. And we got the Hilltop Center map. There's a poster from Monica's dance studio, which has some nasty surprises waiting for us. And here is where we're gonna leave it at. We got some good progress done, even though we're taking twice as long as I did originally. But we made it out of the sewers and the shopping mall. We fought the first boss and killed it pretty easily. And we still have a ton of ammo to spare. We barely used the gun and the shotgun, so I want to save all that ammo for when I get to the hospital and the other areas of the town, especially the amusement park and the church. That's where you really need a lot of ammo, so I want to save as many bullets as I can for those sections. So we barely use the weapons here, which is nice because it means we have an abundance of resources. We're still good on health too. We got 14 health drinks, 4 first aid kits, and 2 ampules, so we're definitely gonna supply, so we don't need any anytime soon. Next time when we pick this up, I'm gonna tackle the Hilltop Center, which is actually one of my favorite areas in the game. I actually really like the alternate office building a lot. It's probably one of my favorite sections in the Silent Hill series ever. I definitely love that whole section of the game. It's a very neat stretch of the game. Very cool, very well designed, and very disturbing. Definitely a high point of the game. So we'll continue on with that next time. Probably not for a while. I'm gonna play Resident Evil 4 Remake Hardcore mode first because it's actually turning out to be a lot of fun. It started off pretty rough. It started off definitely testing me. Like, I died 2 times before I even made it out of the first part of the village. But other than that, once you really get into it, it's actually a fun little challenge. So definitely play more of that. God, I really don't want to play Crash Bandicoot 4 after the last 2 levels, which were horrible. But I guess I have to. I pretty much have to complete the game, so I'll return to that in a few days. But I really don't want to play because that game is turning nasty now. I reached the point in the game where it's starting to become just very frustrating and difficult. And not frustrating in like oh, this is a pretty great challenge. You know, I enjoy the difficulty of it. Not like frustrating and like, what the hell were they thinking designing this mess? Because the game started out good, and not only halfway through, I'm seeing that it's a mess. There's just so much wrong with it. It's still better in some ways than the previous non-Naughty Dog Crash Bandicoot games, but god damn, is it hella frustrating and unfun. So I might come back to that in a few days, mainly because I have to, not because I want to. But other than that, we'll play more of Resident Evil 4 Remake and this. I want to knock this out really quickly so we can do Alan Wake, the remaster, because I never got further into that game. I only got like a third into that game before I quit, just because I just didn't play the Xbox 360 often. So, you know, if I'm not using the system that often, I've got no reason pretty much to go back to it. So I just kind of left it incomplete, but I definitely want to play it on the PS4 in its nearly remastered form. So I'll definitely do that. But this is one of my favorite games ever, pretty much. It's this, Resident Evil 2, Silent Hill 1, and 2, I suppose. I don't love 2 as much as some people do. I love the soundtrack for 2, but this is definitely still one of my favorite games ever, and I look forward to playing more of it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time on Silent Hill 3 with the Hilltop Center of Horrors. See you later.